So it is spiritual consideration, as it in the translation it says Atmavadi means progress in spiritual consideration. Because of such kind of association of the devotees like Yai Urdrushi, one can know about the Supreme Lord and progress in spiritual consideration. It says Ekantato Nigamibihi Pratipaditana. Ekantato means all together in one place. So complete understanding. Nigama is another name, another description about the Vedic literatures by Vedic evidences. So Nigamibihi Ekantato, complete understanding of Nigama, of the Vedic literatures. Pratipaditana. Pratipadita Naha. And yaha, this na is not negative here. It is actually, na means us, because Tumara is talking about us, talking about him and all the persons who are listening to the four Kumaras in the assembly. Pratipadita means conclusively established. Ekantato, in complete understanding of all the Vedas are completely established when there is such kind of personalities who visit, who have Brahminical qualities, and by that one can have realization of the Supreme Lord, and one can progress spiritually on a higher level. His progress can be always there. Then Tushyantu, so what we can give it to Tushyantu, you become satisfied. Adabhra Karuna. Adabhra Karuna is, Adabhra is something very very on a very higher level. You cannot explain. Adabhra means unlimited. Adabhra Karuna. So they have given us what is the unlimited Karuna, means compassion. So what we can repay for that? There is no thing. Tushyantu, please be satisfied. Swakritena, whatever you have done, Nityam, whatever you have done in our lives, in day to day, please be satisfied with that, because we don't have anything to repay what you have given us. Adabhra Karuna. Adabhra Karuna also is mentioned for Lord's special mercy also. It's been mentioned. And it is devotees' special mercy, which is quite similar to Lord's mercy and non-different like Lord's mercy. Ko nama tat pratikaroti. So ko nama tat pratikaroti. No one who can. Ko nama means who can. Pratikaroti, can counteract. We know the patra, udapatram. So by giving a little bit of water in our hands, how we can actually repay that thing? We cannot. Like when we are at this, why the water is mentioned here? Because it is kind of a sankalpa. It has become sankalpa, and then sankalpa is done that we have to give something to the Brahmanas. So we don't have any qualification to even do that. Even though we can put some water in our hand and try to do a sankalpa that we are going to give something to you, but whatever Tumara is saying is mine, is because of the mercy. I have whatever I have is uchist of all the different sages. What I have to give, so I can never repay the unlimited kindness you have provided by your visit, by enlightening, the enlightenment you have given us, by telling about the Supreme Lord, about telling about Ekantato, the conclusiveness of all the Vedic literatures you have mentioned. So please be satisfied by your own accord. So let's read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes.
Prithu Maharaja continued, how can such persons who have rendered unlimited service by explaining the path of self-realization in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment with complete conviction and Vedic evidence, be repaid except by folded palms containing water for their satisfaction. Such great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities which are distributed amongst human society out of their unlimited mercy. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada rephrases so beautifully. How can such persons who have rendered unlimited service, now mentioning about the four Kumaras, by explaining the path of self-realization in relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whose explanations are given for our enlightenment, with complete conviction and Vedic evidence, be repaid, except by folded palms, by that, because we cannot give it with water also. If somebody wants to give something, we would see what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. It's very beautiful after we discuss this. Such great personalities can be satisfied only by their own activities, which are distributed amongst the human, by their own activities. Swa, here it is the word Swakritena Nityam, by their own activities. Here, which are distributed among human society out of the unlimited, Adabhra Karuna, here, unlimited mercy. So let's see let's read what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has to say. Now he is telling about that from Guru, he puts that information directs towards Guru. This being so, it is not possible to repay the Guru even by offering everything. If we can offer our everything to our Guru, still we cannot repay what he has given us. Atmavade means considering the Atma. Nigamibhi means by the knowers of the Vedas. May they be satisfied by their acts of uplifting the suffering. Swakritena. Who can repay them? No one can accept by offering water with folded hands. Bina udapatram, hands. Offering water with folded hands. That's the only thing one can do. And even I was mentioning about the Sankalpa also. That is another meaning of that. Therefore, I fold my hands. The phrase may also be taken as Vinoda Patram. Instead of Bina Udapatram, one can read as Vinoda Patram. It means an object of joking. A person who tries to repay you is simply the laughing stock of the people. So he says, he changed the meaning like Bina Udapatram makes it Vinoda Patram, object of joking. So that is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his commentary. So let's read the purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Great personalities of the material world are very eager to render welfare service to human society. But actually, no one can render better service than one who distributes the knowledge of spiritual realization in relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All living entities are within the clutches of illusory energy. Forgetting their real identity, they hover in material existence, transmigrating from one body to another in search of a peaceful life. Since these living entities have very little knowledge of self-realization, they are not getting any relief, although they are very anxious to attain peace of mind and some substantial happiness. Saintly persons like Kumaras, Narad, Prahlad, Janaka, Sukdev, Goswami, and Kapil Dev, as well as the followers of such authorities as the Vaishnava Acharyas and their servants, can render a valuable service to humanity by disseminating knowledge of the relationship between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entity. Such knowledge is a perfect benediction for humanity. Knowledge of Krishna is such a great gift that it is impossible to repay the benefactor. Therefore, Prithu Maharaj requested the Kumaras to be satisfied by their own benevolent activities in delivering souls from the clutches of Maya. The king saw that there was no other way to satisfy them for their exalted activities. The word Vinoda Patram can be divided into two words, Vina and Uda Patram, or can be understood as one word, Vinoda Patram, which means joker. The joker's activities simply arouse laughter, and a person who tries to repay the spiritual master or teacher of the transcendental message of Krishna becomes a laughing stock just like a joker, because it is not possible to repay such a debt. The best friend and benefactor of all people is one who awakens humanity to its original Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So this verse essentially glorifies the devotees of the Lord who transmit his messages all over the world. So Srila Prabhupada starts this purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And great personalities of this material world are very eager. Those great personalities are glorified. Yeah. To render welfare service to human society, but actually no one can render better service than one who distributes knowledge of a spiritual realization. So people may say that all those activities like giving food to the poor and all those humanitarian grounds, that is something which one can see, one can understand that this is what pious activities are performed. But even giving that, those people are not spiritually enlivened. They are only materially having some benefit at some point. So the real benefit is if one distributes the knowledge of spiritual realization. So even getting that food or any other things, any other philanthropic activities, also they are thinking about the higher goal of life. That is really beneficial, because that takes away one from the clutches of the illusory energy of the Lord. One. Second, stops the repeated birth and death. So those are very important, like for a self-realized personality, those are very important. So then all living entities are within the clutches of illusory energy. And we have, as a human form of life, a better faculty of understanding. That's why we can understand that there is a chance of us being coming out of it. Other forms of life have a very little chance unless they get the human form in some of their lifetime. All they hover in the material existence, transmigrating from one body to another in search of a peaceful life. Since these living entities have a very little knowledge of self-realization. So little knowledge, so that's why there is no relief. So that happiness which one is looking for all over the place is within us. And it is realized by in the association of great personalities who have realization of the Supreme Lord. So that's what it is saying. They are very anxious to attain the peace of mind, some substantial happiness. Saintly persons like Kumaras, Narada, Prahlad, Janaka, Sukadeva Goswami, Kapila Dev, and many others, and many of his followers are disciplic succession, Acharyas, Vaishnava Acharyas, they are servants. And Srila Prabhupada himself can render valuable service to humanity by disseminating knowledge. And that is how it's a very valuable service. That is the real human welfare, if we can take the term of the word in totality. Because one who has spiritual realization would actually free oneself from this material clutches and go out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Chakra and realize the Supreme Lord. And other needs would be taken care by the Lord. Now, there is an example Srila Prabhupada always gives, that there are like different living entities living in forest and everything. Do they have to do anything for their living? Like, for example, do a job or something? No, they are taken care, right? Even if they are not doing anything, they are being taken care of. So, like, we have become so much entangled that we have to do certain things to do. So our mindset has changed like that. Otherwise, if you think that we would totally surrender to the Lord, he would take care of us. But that surrender is not there because that belief level is not so high. And will become higher and higher as one becomes more and more attached to the Supreme Lord. Because he would understand that since every living entity is being taken care by the Lord, why not I be taken care of them, taken care by the Lord? But then we as human beings also have different specific, occupational duties that we have to perform. So that's why also we have to perform. So then Srila Prabhupada says, knowledge of Krishna is such a great gift that it's impossible to repay the benefactor. Even Prithu Maharaj is also saying. And Krishna himself says, now to the gopis, if you recollect, that whatever you are giving a selfless love to me, selfless devotion towards me, I cannot repay that. Means without any self motive of anything, just to please me. Napareham. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam which tells that Krishna cannot repay. So he says that please take my smile as some kind of payment. And that is also not a payment. That so much it attracts me that I want to serve you, whatever possible way. There is no way I can repay your debt. But that is on a higher level. But here we can understand that knowledge about Krishna is also a very important gift that we have in our life. Therefore, Prithu Maharaj requested the Kumaras to be satisfied by their own benevolent activities. What can I give? Please be satisfied. Whatever is there is yours. And then Srila Prabhupada puts what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur told, but we know the Patram as being a joker. And joker is the person who would actually say that, oh, I would repay whatever my Guru Maharaj has given. That is not possible. It's a laughing stock. The best friend and benefactor of all people is one who awakens humanity to its original Krishna consciousness. That is a Suhruda. He can understand the heart of one person. Suhruda is one of the intonations or one of the meanings of a friend. English has limited words, but Sanskrit had many words for the same thing. And Suhruda is one of them. Mitra is another one. Suhruda means having similar feelings and heart as the other person. So he is a real benefactor because he thinks that as I am happy, as I have become happy by realizing the Supreme Lord, I want each and every living entity to be happy in that same spiritual consciousness. So he tries to awaken that Krishna consciousness hidden in each and every living entities, not only humans, but all different species of life also. There are examples of very elevated devotees doing that. So here, this verse, what is the message for us is to always take association of the great devotees of the Lord who has given us the self-realization, and we cannot repay their debt, but we can follow their instructions and make our life successful and always be grateful to them and always be in a mood to serve them somehow or other, so that by their mercy only we'll get more realization. So I'll stop here and we'll open for discussion, questions, realizations.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, pranams to you. I think one thing for me was reinforcing the thought about or the statements about that we cannot pay our acharyas and gurudevs, and and how much all our siksha gurus as well, and everybody that is helping us move into the direction and getting us closer to Krishna. So I think that was my main thing, to relook at that and be more humbled by it, and be grateful and thankful for what they have given us as part of it.
Thank you, Prabhu. That is very humbling, because to have that humbling nature and very grateful and thankful is what will make our heart more receptive of the things they are giving us. If those feelings are not there, then it will be like a vessel which is already full and you are pouring more water and all water will flow off.